Slow Readers Club. As you can see, I am not in my apartment right now. I am somewhere in deep northern Ontario. My friends and my husband and I decided to come out to a cottage this weekend and just get some really good R&R in the middle of nowhere and just be surrounded by nature in this beautiful cottage. So yeah, it's been great. Yesterday we came in and it's about like a 2.5 hour drive from where we are. Oh my god, it's snowing out. I know it's spring, but like I'd rather it be a little bit snowier than it be muddy and gross and like rainy. So I'll take the last few bits of snow here. We drove in yesterday, got all the groceries, and then last night we just were really enjoying the space. This cottage is beautiful. It has darts, it has like so many activities. It has a hot tub, which, you know, we were already in there. And yeah, it's just already been such an amazing trip, and today's our first full day here. Today, I think we're just gonna be chilling in the cottage. It's, you know, snowy outside, so we're just gonna relax in here and just, you know, read, hang out, maybe watch some movies. It's gonna be great. But speaking of reading, I do have an update. I'm still reading this book. Spoiler alert, I did not finish it by Friday. I am still reading So We Have Faces. I don't remember that this book is a retelling of the story of Cupid and Psyche. I actually just found out that this is C.S. Lewis's last novel that he ever wrote, which is very interesting. But if you are not familiar with the myth of Cupid and Psyche, the story goes, I believe like the original myth is that Psyche is so beautiful and is being worshipped by the people around her that she is sacrificed or something to Aphrodite, and or something along those lines. Basically, like she ends up at the castle of this invisible god. They eventually fall in love, Psyche and the god, but the god has one rule where she cannot look upon him at all, especially when they're alone in their room together. Eventually, Psyche's curiosity gets the better of her, and she looks upon him with a lamp when he's sleeping. Turns out that he's Cupid and he's beautiful, and because of her doubt in him, she's cast out to live a life of wandering and loneliness. It's pretty sad, which I mean, also it's kind of sucks because like how could you make someone do something? I think it's like about like the folly of mortals and not trusting in gods, whatever. But this retelling actually follows Psyche's sister. And the way that it's shown is that Psyche actually doesn't have any doubt that the god of the mountain, as they call him, is a god. And she's happy to follow along with him. But her sister, who raised Psyche when she was younger, loves her so much and really wants the times that they had together when she was younger, when Psyche was a young girl and still relied upon her sister to come back. She is not comfortable with Psyche now being her own woman and actually making her own choices, and is now like blaming this god for taking her, even though Psyche is telling her, this is my choice. I want to be here. I love him. I want to follow his word. And eventually, Oriole threatens her own life to end herself if Psyche does not look upon him at night. And that fight between them, like, I think I can find it in my book. It highlighted so much in it because it was just such a beautiful, yeah, like, I just went ham because it was, the way that the fight went on was like, it really shows the difference between different kinds of love and how some things can be disguised as love, like control or obsession. And that falls upon her sister, Oriole, Psyche's sister, Oriole, who she is so obsessed with needing control over Psyche again that she would rather ruin Psyche's life than allow her to no longer be with her. Eventually, Psyche does look upon the god, and both Psyche and Oriole are cursed. And I'm now at the part where Oriole's also a princess. She's going through all her things. Now it's getting more into like the politics of everything, but It's such an amazing book. If you haven't read it, it's really good. It's very short too. It reads very much like a myth, which I actually do enjoy. It's very good, very quotable, very beautiful. You know, C.S. Lewis, he knew what he was doing. So yeah, this is great. I also have Piranesi, I think is how you pronounce it. I brought 3 books, which is very ambitious, but I feel like I'm gonna finish this like in a couple of hours, and then I'll jump onto another book. And then I also brought, so in between the Stormlight Archive books, I have these like novellas. So I brought the novella between book 3 and 4 because I think I'm gonna jump into book 4 soon. I've read a lot of books. Basically, I just wanted to read a good amount of like my reading goal to get it to a good number so that I could spend a few months just reading Rhythm of War, because I know it's going to take me a while. And I think I've hit it. I think this will be book, if I finish this and Piranesi, I will have finished 15 books, and my new goal is 25. So I think I can do it, but I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna wait for my friends to wake up, and I'm just gonna enjoy this beautiful trip.
That's wild.
That's so crazy.
I think you just stepped through the tunnel that formed from you trying to melt it. It's the next day, a Sunday, and today is our last full day in this cottage. I mean, yesterday I did read, but I was really just spent like exploring the property, enjoying being outside. There's also a hot tub here, so we were able to soak in the cold, and it was snowing. I didn't take my camera out there, but I kind of wish I did because it was very vibey. It's been such a beautiful trip so far. Like, I need to do this at least every half of the year, like one in winter and then maybe one in summer or fall, because it's just so beautiful to be out in nature and just, I don't know, experience it all and just really relax and just unwind and explore around the woods, which I don't really get to do. We didn't do any hiking and we're not planning on doing it. We're really just staying in the cottage. but I think if we do a trip again, we might do it later on this year and it'll be a little bit more adventurous. But we only have so many days in the cottage, so we really just want to soak it all up and be here. But today, this morning, I did finish Till We Have Faces, and I really enjoyed it. There are a lot of quotes that I have highlighted in this book, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think it holds up when I read it almost a decade ago. But it did hold up, but it's not as amazing as I thought it was. I think I also have to remember the context of when I read it. I wasn't really reading or haven't read a lot of books up until that point that were like literary fiction and more like, I guess, like classically written, even though this was written in 1957. I don't think you can call it a classic, but this is definitely a very classic writer, C.S. Lewis. So maybe it falls within that. I really like the main character of this book, who is Oriole. She is Psyche's sister, and how do I say this? She is the narrator of the book, and she takes you through kind of in hindsight, like she's writing this book years and years after all the events have happened. And you don't just get the myth, you also get her rule as queen, because technically she was cursed as well when Psyche was, banished because she cast the lamp to see Cupid's face and he cast her out, but then also cursed Oriole. And her curse is that she just takes from people, I suppose. Like everyone that she loves, she just takes from them and uses them. And you really see that she eventually becomes queen, and she actually rebuilds her kingdom, and she's pretty badass. She learns how to sword fight. She is a great politician, a really respected leader and beloved because of that, but she never finds her own love. And the man that she's in love with is married and sees his duty to her as queen, and they also go to war together. So they do have like this kind of relationship where she pines after him and he only sees her as the queen and goes home to his wife. But I guess I need to maybe like digest it a little bit, but my thoughts right now after finishing this book is that it reads really well as a retelling of a myth, and there are some really beautiful lines. So at the very end of Oriole's life, she starts to see these like visions, and oh god, it's so hard to explain. I don't think I'm gonna explain it. I think you should read it. It's a really cool retelling of a myth, and I find it very beautifully written, and it has very interesting female characters that aren't just about like men, and they're not just damsels in distresses. And you actually in the book, you're underestimating certain characters too, because you're almost seeing this as a fairy tale, but it's not quite that. It's writing it as if this was something that actually happened, not just some myth has been passed down from temple to temple. So I highly recommend it. Very much enjoyed it. I might read later today, or I might just relax and chill out and garden a little bit and walk around the property some more and just hang out with my friends and have a good time. So I'll get some more clips, but I think this might be it for me for the rest of today, and maybe I'll recap tomorrow night. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi for now. So it's like a week and a half since I've gotten home from the trip, and I realized I never filmed an outro. Oops. But yeah, we got back from the trip. As you saw in some of the videos, it snowed the night before we left, and none of us have ever driven in the snow. So we were kind of freaking out a little bit when we first saw it. But my husband, Joseph, he crushed it. He was able to get us down the hill because the cottage was on like this very steep hill. Us getting up that hill was already a drama when we first arrived, but getting down that hill with snow and possibly ice underneath of it, it was definitely very nerve-wracking, but he did such a great job and got us out of there safely. We had such an incredible time with our friends. We feel so lucky, my husband and I, that we have found some people here in Toronto because we moved here like 3 years ago, and Nikita, I met her like honestly like 2 months after we moved here, and her and I, we just clicked immediately. Like has become one of my best friends here in Toronto, and just like in general, like she's become one of the most important people in my life, and her boyfriend have just become our family, and I feel so lucky to have met them. And this was our first trip as friends, and it honestly went really well. It's so great having people that you feel comfortable with, that you can be with for days on end. And even if you get annoyed with each other, it's more of like a playful annoyance, kind of like between family. I just feel so lucky that I have them. And then just the cottage in general, it was just so beautiful out there. You know, just being able to relax in nature, get in the hot tub, read, it was genuinely a dream. I'm the kind of person that loves like relaxing vacations. Like I'll go to Rome and Paris like to like walk around. Trust me, like I'm not against that. But when I want to go on vacation, I really want to just like relax. I want to just chill. So this kind of vibe was exactly what I needed. And I finished a book, hung out with friends, played some board games, we cooked together. It was genuinely just a dream. It was so great, and I want to go back now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. We're gonna go back to some regularly scheduled programming soon, just reading vlogs. I have 3 books that I'm reading right now. So I will catch you up on that, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.